sponsored by Vimeo.com and TravelingTechTeacher.com. For all of your digital resources, log in to TravelingTechTeacher.com. And by The Bully Exposed, a nonprofit organization geared to helping survivors of bullying. So let them help you.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. So I'm going to bring you up to date on what's happening with one of our followers. Some of you may not know, she's unfortunately being bullied. She was being bullied before, and the parents told their school, and the school seemed to have handled it very quickly. But bullies are bullies, and this bully is continuing to bully her. So we are in close touch with the family so we can see how, if possible, we can help. And we've definitely been giving them lots of advice. So I've been talking to them one-on-one through the internet. And I'm going to give you an update of everything that I talked about on the show. I want to let you know, thank you for all you guys that are saying that you miss us, you miss our live show. Thank you so much. Yeah, we miss talking with you guys live. Doing this pre-recorded thing is cool, but when we really get to interact on a quicker basis, so to speak, it is a lot better than trying to deal with what we're doing now. So let me pull up their account so I can kind of get an idea of the things I've been talking about with the parents. So let's see. I know that the parents, I was really shocked about this. The parents told me about an incident where a principal brought a hammer to school. Excuse me, it wasn't the principal. Yes, it was the principal. The principal brought a hammer to school and struck someone at the school. So that is a case right there, workplace bullying. We told you guys that does exist, and here's a case of workplace bullying that has gone too far. The teacher did strike, according to an Australian newspaper. The principal did strike, a fellow co-worker with a hammer several times. So that's going to be real interesting to find out how that ends up. But one of the things that I did talk with the parents about is the students bringing weapons to school. You know, once you stand up to your bully is either going to say, I don't want to deal with this person anymore. They're not making it easy for me to bully them, and they'll leave them alone, or they'll leave you alone, or they'll actually pick up the game and bring objects to school. And so it's important to kind of use objects around you to defend yourself, like your book bag. I told the parents to definitely have your daughter put on the book bag or knapsack, whatever you guys might call it, wherever you're from, on quickly and taking it off quickly, because that's going to be really important. Because if you guys remember, if you've been with us a long time, and if not, it's in our IGTV channel. There was a girl that was severely beaten. She had her backpack on her. The bully used it as a way to drag her down, to knock her off balance. So it's extremely important that you guys learn to take off your backpacks and put on your backpacks quickly, to build up those muscles and that muscle memory, so that when you're in a situation where you need self-defense and you need to maybe put the book bag in front of you, if someone's coming at you with a hammer or something, you're able to take that backpack off quickly and put it in front of you. Plus, when you find yourself arguing with the bully, you definitely should take the backpack off. I think that's important. Take the backpack off, and, because believe me, when it goes from arguing to fighting, or you defending yourself, I should say, it's going to happen very quickly, guys. So you got to be ready. So you should already be anticipating that and prepping yourself and taking the book bag off, put it in front of you. So if the person does come after you with an object, you're able to put that object in front of you rather than having it behind you. Because when you have it behind you, some kids have more books that weigh more than they do. So that throws you off, and all of a person has to do is really just push you, and you'll fall to the ground. So you definitely want to get that aspect taken care of to where you can build that muscle memory to take the book back off and use it as a way of defending yourself. Also, chairs and desk are also good implements. When you're arguing with someone, you should keep an object between you two. There's a video that I've shown a couple of times ago with a person bullying me, an audio person's bullying me. And you can listen to that. So I made sure that there was a partition between us at all times, or a chair between us at all times. Because if you have that chair between you, it's going to be hard for the bully to run at you and hit you. Because you have a chair in front of you, and you can back up, and most likely he'll trip over that chair, or he'll stop at that chair, and you have time to prepare yourself to defend yourself. So keeping objects that are at schools, desks, chairs, in front of you is a very key thing to defending yourself. And there's nothing, people are going to tell you, there's nothing wrong with using objects to defend yourself. Nothing at all. So don't let anyone try to shame you into that. So that's not a problem. So I'm very concerned for this follower. I'm hoping that the school will step up and do something. But once again, we can't depend on other people to do the right thing, guys. We can't depend on schools to do the right things, police officers to do the right things. We can't depend on that. Adults, principals, whatever. We have to have the resources to defend ourselves when need be. And that doesn't mean for you, those of you that don't believe in hurting people or don't believe in throwing a punch. It doesn't mean throwing a punch. It means defending yourself. It just means you not getting hit. That's what defense means to me. You're not getting hurt. You're not getting hit. So you walking away from a situation with no marks, with no problems. And that comes from being able to be smart, know what's around you, know your surroundings, use your surroundings to keep yourself between the bully, you and the bully, and creating that muscle memory. Okay, because you have that backpack. It's the same thing with me. I have a very comfortable backpack, but over time it starts to wear on my shoulders, and it starts to be painful. But it is comfortable. I can walk a long ways with it, and I'll walk a long ways, and I'll forget when we take breaks to take it off and put it down. Sometimes people have to remind me, take that off and put it down, give yourself a rest. Same thing with you guys. You're so used to having that book bag on you, that knapsack, whatever you call it, on your person, that you forget that it's on, and that can be a problem, especially if it weighs more than you, or if you're struggling to stay upright. Because any push, like I said earlier in the show, any push can topple you over. So get in the habit of, when you're sitting down, when you're having a confrontation with your bully, to take off your book bag and put it in front of you and use it as a way to block. I'm not saying hit the bully with your book bag. I'm saying simply block his punches, or if he comes at you with an object, which is what a lot of bullies do. So they know they can't take you one-on-one. So they either have to use other bullies to go up against you, or they have to use objects to go up against you. So we have to think, if they're using an object to hit you with, why can't you use an object to defend yourself, to block from that object that they have? And that's the way you guys have to think. I know a lot of you, I've talked with your parents, I've talked with you, you don't believe in violence, and that's great. I don't believe in violence either, but I do believe in protecting ourselves. So remember that. So hopefully I reached out to the parents. Let's see. Okay, here it goes. They did give me an update. Let's see. Further notice nothing further. Haven't received any replies via email or anything. Not sure when we'll hear back from them. Although in saying that due to the hammer incident of one of the students is leaving. Oh, so there was a student. Okay, wait a minute. There was a student. Was there a student? Hammer of one of the students. Sounds like to me like there was a student that brought a hammer into her school. So see, you guys got to be very careful. There's students are bringing objects to school, and it's very important. Wow, that you know how to defend yourself. So let's see. Quick update: the student that brought the hammer to school was suspended. He only got 2 days. At least they did something, but 2 days is not enough for bringing a hammer to school. Was under the impression that the hammer incident was recently brought in, which was crap because he told everyone in the classroom of his intent to hurt other students. Okay, so yeah, so in this school where one of our followers, who should be your friend, is getting bullied, a student brought a hammer to school. So I want to know your thoughts about all this, about students bringing objects to school. Have you ever seen anything like that, where a student brings a hammer to school? Oh, sorry. We're trying new things for the show, and I keep pressing the wrong button. But I'd like to know your thoughts on this. What advice can you give to our follower? Put it in the comments, and I will direct them and their parents to read it. Let's give this student some advice. Please write something. Please say something. It's not for me. It's not for the Bully Exposed. It's for this young girl that's being bullied. Put it in the comments. Tell us what you think. Share this with your friends. Don't forget to smash that heart by all means. And remember that you can watch live feed on YouTube at Non-Fiction Filmmaker. Non-Fiction Filmmaker. So check us out there, especially if you're listening to our show and you can't hear sound, you have to read, and so you want captions. Or if you are hearing impaired, we do have some followers that are hearing impaired, and that's why we started uploading our YouTube videos to Instagram, because we know, to YouTube, because we know YouTube sets up automatically captions. So remember to share, remember to like, remember to subscribe on YouTube, and I'll see you guys on the next show.
Do it for us on this episode of Live Feed. We want to remind you to smash that heart or thumbs up icon, comment to let us know what you think about this video, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram. This episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago, is proudly brought to you by Vimeo.com, thetravelingtechteacher.com for all of your digital resources. Log in to travelingtechteacher.com, and also brought to you by the